Rayleigh scattering refers to the scattering of light by particles that are much smaller than the wavelength of light waves in a given medium. To better understand this concept, let's consider an example. Imagine observing a group of children running around in a park. You may notice that the smaller kids move more erratically and energetically, while the bigger kids move more slowly. This playground scenario is similar to the atmosphere, which consists of various gases and particles of different sizes. In the same way, visible light is a type of electromagnetic radiation that encompasses all the colors of the rainbow. Each color is associated with a different wavelength, with violet having the shortest wavelength and red having the longest. The shorter wavelengths, such as violet and blue, are more readily scattered by particles in the atmosphere that are much smaller than the wavelengths of these colors. On the other hand, longer wavelengths, like orange and red, are not scattered as easily. This phenomenon is explained by Rayleigh scattering, named after Lord Rayleigh, a prominent British physicist and mathematician of the early 20th century, who won a Nobel Prize in physics. Brownie points to you if you know which British university he was associated with for his entire academic career. Rayleigh scattering explains why the sky is blue. As mentioned before, sunlight is a combination of colors, wherein violet and blue have the smallest wavelengths and red has the longest wavelength. This is why, when light enters Earth's atmosphere and encounters much smaller particles, violet and blue get scattered more efficiently than red. A lot of blue light is scattered around in the sky during the day, giving the sky its beautiful blue hue. But this raises a fascinating question. If violet's wavelength is smaller than blue, shouldn't violet get scattered more than blue? So shouldn't the sky appear violet? That's true. Violet does indeed get scattered more than blue in the sky. Yet we don't see the sky as violet for several reasons. First, the cones in our eyes that detect colors are more responsive to blue wavelengths than violet ones. Second, violet gets absorbed more readily in the atmosphere than blue, which lets blue dominate the sky's color. Rayleigh scattering also explains why the sky appears to be red and yellow during sunset. When the sun is near the horizon, sunlight must pass through a denser layer of atmosphere, meaning it must pass through a lot more of the atmosphere. As a result, the shorter wavelength colors scatter even more, allowing the longer wavelength colors like yellow, orange, and red to pass through. This gives the sky a beautiful mix of these colors in striking patterns during sunrise and sunset. Rayleigh scattering also explains the color of the sky on other planets in our solar system. For example, Mars has a thinner atmosphere than Earth, with a lot more carbon dioxide content, causing sunlight to scatter differently. This is why, during the day, the Martian sky appears yellow-brown or butterscotch, while during sunrise and sunset, it turns blue. Researchers use the principle of Rayleigh scattering to study the atmospheres of both our planet and other celestial bodies in space. Additionally, it helps scientists study climate change and weather patterns, and potentially even find signs of life on other planets. So, the next time you look up at the sky and wonder why it's blue, remember that you're witnessing Rayleigh scattering in action.